Buckingham Palace might be King Charles's, but the Olympia in London is King Arturo's as COELLO and Tapia win the London P1 and go into the summer break with a healthy lead. On the other side, Martina Calvo and Claudia Fernandez win their first title together, becoming the youngest pair to ever do that. We're going to talk about all that live from London, from the Olympia. This is Deuces. All right, Gonzo, we're here in the flesh. We can touch each other again.
Again.
Finally.
Finally, or I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Exactly.
Here we are.
And look at this. This is for people on YouTube. We've got a little branded ball here as well. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's cool. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, we love it. I've been loving London as well. How's it been for you?
What a tournament, Nico. I don't know about you, but I was expecting big things from this tournament. But in my opinion, it was even better. What a week, what a tournament. The venue, the stadium, the crowd, the finals, the champions, everything was amazing.
The crowd was pretty phenomenal, I do have to say. It was completely sold out here on Sunday. On Saturday and Friday, pretty much sold out as well. And the paddle didn't disappoint either, did it? Have you been around London? Have you done anything around here?
I mean, we had time. We did the preaching thing. If you missed it, go on Red Bull TV. That was probably, Nico, one of the worst things in my life, going live on television.
It's probably the hardest I've laughed in all of this year. It was so funny for me to watch that back. You were genuinely so embarrassed.
Exactly.
You
So
can see the embarrassment off your face.
basically, I got to meet James, the paddle preacher.
Yes.
James goes around London, stopping everyone. And basically, he starts reading Sandy's book, the Bible, about the bandeja, the shots.
He basically reads the paddle school book as if it is the Bible, like it's a psalm. He says, Sandy Farquharson, chapter 4. By the way, if you do hear noises in the background all the time, we are here at a live venue, the
VIP area.
In the VIP area, because we are VIPs, but everything's being deconstructed right now. We do have to let the people, of course, do their work. I used to live here in the UK. I know London pretty well at this point, but every time I come back, it's just special. I love this city, man. I love this city. Let's get into the paddle now, though. Let's get into the final. You commentated the men's final. I commentated the women's final. COELLO and Tapia, third set, 7-5 against Jingalan. Again, apologies for the sound, but the first set from Arturo COELLO.
No, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Might
the
be
first
the best
set.
I've ever seen him play.
It was crazy. I mean, he was sitting winners from every part of the court, being consistent. He was defending Chingo. The level he showed was unbelievable. But also, the fact that Arturo COELLO and Agustín Tapia couldn't play that way in the second set also showed how big of a fighters Fede Chingoto and Ale Galán are.
I thought after the first set, all right, this is going to be a pretty one-sided second set. I'm getting ready for my winner's interview. But no, I sat there for another, hour and a half before I actually got to do it. In that third set, it seemed like at 4-4 something switched maybe for COELLO and Tapia. They kind of got back into it a little bit. Galán, though, was pretty special as well. I felt like today he was the MVP of that pair, didn't you think?
Yeah, and especially in the third set. At the end of it, Chingo missed a couple shots in the 6-5. That drop shot that he tried on the back end that went into the fence.
Oh, right, yeah.
Little details. When we have El Clásico, it's about 2 or 3 points explaining everything, but I agree. Galán was probably the best player on the team. And then between COELLO and Tapia, I would say it was a 50-50.
Right.
COELLO being the best player in the first set.
But then Tapia was so good defending as well. I mean, his reactions are genuinely unbelievable. And Jingalan had Leburger in their draw as well, so they came into the final already, having overcome that, because that was quite a difficult match as well. But COELLO and Tapia now go into this summer break with a pretty healthy lead. And I asked him about after the match, I asked Agustín, how do you value this? How do you review this first half of the season? He said, well, it's probably not been our best.
He was not so happy. I mean, happy, but not about the results.
It's probably not been our best, and they've won 8 titles, everyone. And we're in August. I mean, that's how crazy good these guys are.
And also he mentioned how mature they are now. Yeah. How this version of COELLO and Tapia is completely different to the one 3 years ago. More mature, more older guys now with more experience.
Exactly. I love when he said we can look each other in the eyes and know that we can do anything, basically. which we do as well, don't we? We look each other in the eyes here on Juice.
If you say so.
On podcast, not on the paddle court. On the paddle court, we can't do everything. Yeah, this final, I mean, COELLO and Tapia once again, it seems like they kind of have to get themselves into form a little bit, and I think we might look back at the end of the season at that Rome Major as the points where the season completely turned around.
Absolutely. That Italy Major was the turning point for COELLO and for Tapia. Now they have the lead, and I think it was important for them to get a good result before going into the summer break, considering what happened in the Pretoria P1, losing the semifinals against the Allen Guerrero and seeing how Chingo and Ale got a championship. Now to be here, to beat them in a final, it feels like, okay, I can relax for 3 weeks. I can get ready for the Madrid P1, but with less pressure.
I commentated their semi-final and their quarter-final. So the quarter-final, they won in 48 minutes, I think, against Mariano Gonzalez and Curro Caesa.
Poor Curro.
Poor Curro. Yeah, that Christmas, I think at Christmas, COELLO is going to look at him like, I got you pretty good that time, didn't I? And then the semi-final as well against Paquito Dineno, who didn't play badly at all.
No, not at all.
We have to say.
And another semi-final, I think it's a third one for Paquito and for Martin.
And the third semi-final where they had to play COELLO and Tapia as well. I mean, if you reach a semi-final, you're going to have to play either Chingalana or COELLO and Tapia pretty much 99% of the time. But another great tournament for them.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 semi-finals for Paquito Navarro and Martin Dineno. I think it's better than what they expected when they joined forces. Not the same for Stupa and for Yanguas, which we're going to talk about that later. That's not going to be a team anymore after the summer. And what about LeBron and Augsburger? Also losing in the semifinals. And it was surprising, Nico, because they were leading 3-0 in the second set against Chingo and Ale. And then we saw
3-0 with service. So 2 breaks.
2 breaks.
Yes.
2 breaks. And then we saw 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
Once again, Deuces connections. It happens all the time. The emotions are really high, and they can play really good paddle. And then just like that, in a blink of an eye, they switch off, and their paddle just disappears.
It was funny because obviously you were commentating now too, and I interviewed, I asked Chingo after, when did you know we are winning this set? And he said, all the time. I never...
Really?
Yeah, he said, I never lost faith. And I don't know if that is probably a combination of them knowing we are so strong and we are never out of this, and maybe a combination of knowing that those disconnection can happen on the other side of the court if we put enough pressure on them. But you did feel like as soon as they got 1 break back, it was getting nervous. It's getting very nervous for LeBron, and I think especially Augsburger did not have his best game on Saturday.
First of all, I was, obviously you can see the interview on Red Bull TV, but before that, you were chatting to LeBron, and he gave you a mega hug. He was very happy. Yeah, Friday or Saturday? I don't
Friday.
Yeah, because
they won. LeBron gave me the biggest hug I've ever received.
What a guy. What a legend.
He's a great guy. I told him as well, like, I've been in paddle now for 7 years or something, and I've never interviewed him. This was the first time I interviewed him. And he said, why?
And he won a couple matches.
And he has won a couple matches. Yeah, there's been plenty of opportunities. Yeah, LeBron's a great guy. I saw, actually, LeBron and Augsburger yesterday. I went to the same restaurant by complete coincidence as the whole LeBron Augsburger team. And they just looked like they were having the best time. You know, people always try to pick holes through them, like, oh, is something going on? They were having the best time, talking about football, talking about life, laughing, shouting, you know. I think if you did this in Holland, like that level of noise, they would have told them to shut up or leave, probably.
Silingo was also a big reason of the success from LeBron and Augsburger till this mid part of the season. I mean, and even during the quarterfinals, there was a couple tense moments, and also in the match against Tellonars in the run of 16, where they were not fighting as a pair, not fighting as a team, and Silingo is always there. What a coach.
Yeah, Silingo, has he been the MVP of this pairing? Because
probably, yes.
We talked about it in Malaga as well, like the job he did on that bench to snap LeBron out of what he was going through, to get Augsburger on the same side as well. Silingo has been doing as much work as anyone, I think, over on that bench.
Absolutely, and I think they need to improve that even more if they want to get a few more wins throughout the season. I'm looking at those drinks, and no Red Bull, no, We're in the VIP. No, Red Bull, and we didn't mention you have to subscribe before we keep going through the tournament. We forgot that part. Maybe we can include something in the intro. We should, because you're not subscribing, and if you like the content, make sure you go. You do it now. You stop the video. You go. You pause. Click on subscribe, and we keep going because we are on the way to 1,000. I said 1,000.
330 last time.
So come on, guys. Come on. Do it for the Deuces.
And as you can tell, probably by the way, we are kind of shooting from the hip a little bit today. We finished up half an hour ago?
No plan at all.
We are kind of improvising here, but
freestyle Deuces.
Freestyle Deuces. This is live. This is raw. This is live TV. We've been doing live TV all weekend. Let's I kind of want to talk about the women's final, just the women's tournament as a whole, because it has been a fascinating one. And maybe later we can come back to COELLO and Tapia if you want, because I do think we need to give them some more flowers. But Martina Calvo and Claudia Fernandez, they were knocking on the door in Pretoria, and now they did it. And not only have they done it, but they have smashed it. They were so good today.
And you told me that Martina Calvo became the youngest Premier Padel champion in the women's side, right?
I mean, no, not Premier Padel.
Ever.
So
this is history. I mean, if you watch the match, you witness history. Martina Calvo is a name to remember. I always remember the day that I saw Martina Calvo for the first time in Bordeaux. She was only 16 when Ale Alonso was injured. She was playing with Andrea Austero. And I saw something in her. The speaker is saying, subscribe to Deuces. I saw something in her. And now, in Pretoria, she played a final, and far away from being scared, far away from, stopping, they go to the next tournament and they win.
Yeah.
And yes, Martina Calvo is a big reason of that win, but also we have to talk about Claudia Fernandez, because Claudia Fernandez, with only 20, is already one of the best players in the short history of Premier Padel.
She has 13 titles now. I keep hammering on this fact because I do think we have to keep hammering on the fact that there's no other teenager, before turning 20 who's won more than 2. So Austero has 2, and then Ari had 1 before turning 20, Bea had 1 before turning 20, and COELLO had 1 before turning 20. She had 12 by the time she turned 20. She's so far ahead of everyone else in terms of her development. I think today Calvo was the MVP, no question about it. But I think we need to see with Claudia Fernandez that this is someone, if she keeps going like this, she will be an all-time great. She will be one of the best 2 or 3 players of all time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And just to complete about Martina Calvo, in my opinion, Nico, Martina Calvo is going to be a number 1 at some point. It's guaranteed. I mean, Martina Calvo, with the talent she has, the physicality, the mentality, the way she talks and runs around the court, she doesn't care.
Shouts.
Exactly, and she doesn't care if she has Gemma in front, if she has Bea Gonzalez in front, if she has Ari Sanchez in front. She plays like a number 1, and she is going to be a number 1 for sure, and she proved it here in London by being the MVP in the finals and in the semifinals.
I think as well that Martina Calvo, her performance today, especially when you consider this is, only their second final, her third ever final, and with Gemma on the other side of the court, and how well she played, because everything she did was ridiculous throughout the final. I think that is one of the most impressive performances I have seen ever. I mean, I was blown away. Jordi in the commentary box was literally silent at times because she was just with her hands on her head, like, goodness me.
Doing it all.
What's going on here?
So good.
But not just attacking, defending as well. She was blocking. She was on the half volley from the back. I mean, we've got to
And she's only 18.
She's only 18, and she just turned 18. She turned 18 last month.
Poof, scary.
I mean,
it's scary.
We drew comparisons with, COELLO and Tapia in the sense that they are finally playing with someone of their same age, 2 huge talents. This is not going to help those comparisons. I mean, I think they're only going to become more and more often that we compare it to each other.
Absolutely. And then, Nico, I want to ask you about the losing team in the finals, Gemma Triay and Delphi Brea. And I don't want to mention only the final, but what do you think about Gemma and Delphi's first half of the season?
Very good.
From 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10, I would give them, because there was that lull when Bea and Paula won 5 in a row, but I would give them a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Because of that. Because they've played 13 of the 15 finals. They've been in the final every single time. They are way more consistent than anyone else. They reached 13 finals. The next best is Bea and Paula, and they've got 8. So they are just so much more consistent than the rest. And while we might not think it because Bea Paula won 5 in a row, and I think they have 6 overall, and Ustero and Ari look amazing at times. But when you zoom out and look at the whole picture, they have been the best pair this season, and today, you think about that they've almost played every game available to them in the whole season. You think about that they played almost 3 hours every match this week, on which you got to commentate all of them pretty much. They had like an excuse to lose today. They looked a bit tired, and on the other side, they were as motivated as they'll ever be. I think, it's the end of the first half.
It can happen.
They need a holiday.
It can happen. It can happen. You could lose at least a couple matches, a couple finals. It's going to happen, especially because you have fresh blood on the other side, young stars like Claudia Fernandez and Martina Calvo. But I agree with you. I think this first part of the season, maybe 8.
8?
Because the expectations and the standards for Gemma and Fidelfi are so high, and I feel like they were going through difficult moments as well in the season. Of course, they won the major, but before the major, let's keep in mind that Paula and Bea won 5 tournaments in a row. And in that moment, we thought, Nico, there's a problem for Gemma and Fidelfi. Now Bea and Paula are struggling. They lost again in the semifinals against Claudia and Claudia Fernandez and Martina Calvo.
Oh, right. Yes.
It's a moment for Bea González and Paula José María to use the summer break to reset, to work on a lot of things. They are tired. They are by any means out of the race for the number 1, but something needs to click, and they got to come back to that version that let them win 5 tournaments in a row.
Yeah.
Something that we're not seeing since Buenos Aires.
Yeah. Basically, that was their last title, wasn't it? Or it was Valladolid. But the difference is because in the race, the gap will now be almost 2,500 points. It's a lot of points, but there are still, of course, a lot of points available. But Gemma and Delphi win the major, win P1s like last week, and Bea and Paula have mostly won P2s. I think that is also a big difference that we have to take into account. And I think also something we have to put into that calculation of what grade we give Gemma and Delphi is that I asked this yesterday to Gemma, is this the most competitive women's paddle has ever been? And she said yes, without a doubt. Because you've got now 5 different title winners this season with today. That's not normal. That's not normal. Usually you've got 2 and then a third that win the odd one, a bit like Leburger this season with Goya Tapia and Chingalan. So for them to still be number 1s, and Gemma, being 34, a couple of years older than the rest, to still be as good as they are, I think they've got to be very, very proud of the work they're doing and of the season they're having.
Another team that I want to mention, the last one for the women's part. Ari Sanchez and Andrea Ustero. We didn't see them in Malaga. We didn't see them in Pretoria.
Yeah.
The question for you, Nico, is, are Ari Sanchez and Andrea Ustero still looking up in the rankings, chasing Bea González and Paula José María as the number 2s, or is it better for them to look back?
Right.
Claudia Fernandez and Martina Calvo closing that other gap between the number 4s and the number 3s.
I think they've got to be owls. They've got to be, looking everywhere, because Fernandez and Calvo are coming. I think they've proven this week that this is not a fluke. It wasn't a one-off. Like, you could maybe say, not to be harsh, but like you maybe say for Guerrero and Leal, who lost, in the second round or the first round?
The first round.
In the first round. Ustero and Sanchez, difficult for them because they basically didn't play for a month. Now they play 1 tournament, and now they're going to again not play for 3 weeks. So it's a difficult moment for them. But again, they were so close to beating Gemma and Delphi in the semi-final. They still are showing us that they are right there. I think if they get a couple of tournaments of rhythm under their belt, maybe we'll see in Paris that they rise back to the top. I would say they've got to look up. The number 1 is difficult now. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. They need Triay and Brea to have a bad second half of the season. But yeah, look up and look down. Look everywhere.
Look everywhere. And just to wrap up the mid part of the season, you got to keep in mind, guys, that now, after the summer break, we have 3 majors and a lot of P1s, almost not a single P2.
Yeah.
So even if we had a lot of tournaments, this is a moment where the things are going to get real. Men and women, the race for the number 1 is alive. We have 3 majors, a lot of P1s, and a lot of points to be fighting for.
I think 7 of the 9 P2s have been played. So in the second half of the season, that is when the potatoes are going to be burning. the Papas will be commando in the in the second half of the season. It's going to be very exciting. But I want to jump back to the men's side maybe because Stupa and Yanguas, another disappointing tournament for them. Guerrero and Leal, another disappointment. Do you want to touch on that briefly about what happened to either of those?
I mean, Leal and Guerrero, obviously, I mean, we're not expecting Leal and Guerrero to be making it to every single final. Of course, maybe we're expecting more than losing the first round. But I think it's important to mention Stupa and Yanguas. Stupa and Yanguas are not going to play together anymore. That's a fact. They announced it. Now it's going to be a matter of choosing the right partner. We had the chance to be talking to Pozzoni. This is nothing official, of course, but he was mentioning the importance of the rankings.
Right.
When you have to choose a partner, it's not only about the way you play inside the court, but also the points, because you don't want to leave the top four. And considering that, I see only two options for Stupa. I see only two options. John Sanz and Fran Guerrero. Fran Guerrero, a classic right-side player, and John Sanz, a lefty, electric. We saw Stupa a lot of times with lefty, Alex Ruiz, Pablo Lima. So I think that John Sanz could be an option. And again, two names to consider, Guerrero and Sanz.
I think Stupa would probably play better with Guerrero out of those two because he likes more sort of classic players, doesn't he? Even if they are lefties, he doesn't like those sort of chaotic players, and I think John Sanz is not a classic right-sided player, is he? He's very powerful. He's got a big smash. He's got a lot of tools. He's an amazing player, obviously. But I don't. Well, I would be surprised. I would like him to switch things up, maybe a little bit as well. Yeah.
Is Yanguas gonna really
Who is Yanguas
trust
gonna go with?
your one of the players that you like, Goñi? Is Yanguas going to join Aymar Goñi?
That'd be a big partnership. Two
Phew,
big guys.
Explosive.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting. I'm actually quite looking.
If it's not Goñi, Leal.
Yeah, you've got Leal or Garrido or something
We'll
like
see.
that. It's going to have to be. I mean, you know, Yanguas Garrido in the past done very well. Qatar major final. Off
Correct.
The top of my head.
Correct.
Where they got
2024.
absolutely throttled by
The tournament where we saw the split between LeBron and Galan.
Yeah, correct. I think that was the quickest final ever. The one from COELLO and Tapia against Yanguas. That was like a half an hour.
Training session.
That was a training session. Anything else you want to mention about this London P1? I mean, anything that comes to the top of your
There's a lot. No, I mean, we had to enjoy it. Now it's a moment to stop. We have 3 weeks off. It was a phenomenal tournament. And again, not only because of what happened inside the court, but also because we had the Red Bull team with a studio, with the whole setup. We're going to be back in Paris for the Paris Major. Before that, we have Madrid.
Yes.
One of the best tournaments of the season as well. The experience was amazing. We couldn't play, Nico. We could not play. It was disappointing. We were supposed to play this morning. I had a lesson with Sandy Farquharson, but we couldn't. And what do you think if we go through the questions from the public?
Sure, let's do.
Oh.
The mailbox. So, we're opening this live. Real television.
You'll see if we edit this out or not. If you're listening to
Surely
this
not.
as we
Surely
speak,
not.
we haven't edited it out.
I mean, the technology for the old guy, this is not my thing.
By the way, while you do this,
Tell me.
remember last podcast who I said to look out for? The young name. I said Mariano Gonzalez.
Yeah. And they were in the quarterfinals.
In the next tournament.
I'm checking the stories, Nico, and we posted who do you think is winning the London P1 finals. Now we know the result, but 54% voted for Tapia, 46% for Chingalan. They were right.
You guys are not.
And look at this.
Oh.
75% of you guys voted for Calvo and Fernandez and only 25% for Brian Triay. You were right.
You guys know your paddle. Fair enough.
And the questions, let's go through them. What is it about Claudia, Fernandez, and Calvo that Bea and Paula can't stop? They beat them in Pretoria. They beat them again now in London. What do you think?
I think that Paula Jose Maria always has a bit of trouble against Claudia Fernandez. I think Claudia plays Paula really, really well. Maybe not, 2 years ago or something like that because they had a good record against them in finals. But I do believe that Claudia Fernandez, because she is so hard to read. When she has shots, when she has volleys or a forehand or backhand with bounce, you don't know where it's going until it actually comes off a racket, which is why I drew that comparison to Juan Lebron as well in the last episode. And I think Jose Maria has a tiny bit of difficulty with that unpredictability. And then on the other side, Calvo has been doing a really good job with basically neutralizing Bea, basically winning as many points as Bea Gonzalez. So I think in that sense they are playing them very well. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, and I think it's also matching a low moment from Bea Gonzalez and Paula Jose Maria with confidence. I'm not sure that Martina Calvo and Claudia Fernandez are going to beat Bea Gonzalez and Paula Jose Maria. This is not the best Bea and Paula that we've seen, so we have to wait. We have to wait. And then I saw one more that was asking us if Chingoto Galán versus Coello Tapia is called El Clásico. What's the name for the match between Fede Chingoto Ale Galán and Lebron Oxburger that always gives us a lot of drama?
The drama?
The drama?
I don't know.
Could be.
Let
us know in the comments.
You're putting me on the spot. Maybe it's a good idea to ask people what they think we should call it. Should we call it anything? I think sometimes in Padel we give too many nicknames to too many things. Just call it.
You don't like them.
I don't like it. I mean, sometimes I think like, come on, let's just say their names. You know?
Yeah.
Do you have anything that comes to
No,
mind?
I'm thinking it's tough. We can think about it.
Viewing? I don't know. Something with prime time, something with popcorn.
Something about the alien, the wolf.
X-Men.
Can be. Let us know in the comments. And remember to subscribe to Deuces for more episodes. I'm going to miss you, Nico. It's going to be 3 weeks without Deuces. We need to do something.
We got to do something.
I'm going to Australia tomorrow morning. 24 hours.
We've got plenty of content that we want to do during the summer break. We're going to do a season review. We're going to do a Q&A episode, so all about your questions and elongate our answers a little bit. So there's plenty of content coming over the summer. Any more questions from the people?
I mean, there's a lot about this Martina Calvo, Claudia Fernandez, and
anything we haven't touched on yet?
Rechecking here. I mean, there's a few that we cannot mention, of course, because you guys are very creative sometimes. How does Premier Padel decide which venue is a P2, a P1, or a major? It doesn't really depend on the venue. It's about, the points and the promoter and the money for the prize money. It's about a lot of things, but it's not Premier Padel saying, okay, London is going to be a P1 without a reason. It's about a lot of things involving money, points, venue, setup, crowd, players, a lot of things.
Yeah, I was wondering this myself, actually, because someone asked me, why is Rotterdam going from a P1 to a P2? And I honestly didn't know the answer. And I think it has to do literally that a P1 costs X amount of money and
Correct.
a P2 costs Y amount of money.
Correct.
I think it's that. So
Correct.
It's not as romantic an answer as you maybe want. All right.
So, Nico, what else?
What else? Maybe this is a long email that we got, but maybe we can save that one for the Q&A episode in the summer. Yeah, it's a bit of a... we read a lot of stuff, and I think Gonzo seeing an
the
email
Bible
this long, it scares you. It scares you. Let's save this one, and let's maybe move on to the package of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the package of the week.
Gonzo, it's package
Nico.
of the week time.
You're not going to like my package of the week, I
know
think.
what you're going to say. Let me go first. My package of the week is going to sound really weird, but the package of the week is going to be to the crowd here, who have been amazing, but there is one specific thing that they couldn't agree on amongst themselves. You know, when Chingoto does anything, what do the crowd always do?
When Chingoto?
Yeah.
Chingo.
Exactly. So here, half of them did Chingoto, and the other half did Chingo, and it was like the two things at the same time, and it was very awkward. So my package of the week is to the English crowd who need to figure it out for next year.
First of all, let me mention an anti-package of the week, because I have a lot of fans, Nico, you know.
I know this.
It's something common already for me. Pictures, signatures, that's something, easy for me. Yeah, easy for me. But one of them, Jack, approached us. He let us know in a comment in one of the episodes, hi, guys, I'm going to give you an England t-shirt for you when you come to London. Jack was here. He was with us. He gave me a retro t-shirt and he said, Gonza, it has the Argentinian colors, because I know that in Argentina you don't like England as much as we do. So thank you for you. I posted some pictures. The shirt was amazing.
Yeah.
Really nice, really
I think
nice.
it's the Euro 96 one or something. It is a nice shirt.
Around there. So thank you so much. And my package of the week, can I say it? Really?
Yeah, you can.
So in some matches, I am in the box commentating. In some others, we have this beautiful face. And when we were switching the position, the guy, Nico Quarles, says, I ate something here in England that, was not the best for me. I go in and there was this smell. My goodness. He was like, yeah, it was me. I'm sorry. A little present.
Nuked the commentary box.
It took like 5 minutes to Sandy Farquharson to be able to go in and join me.
This is the most sort of disappointed / sad / angry I've ever seen Sandy look. I need to apologize when I see it later.
No air.
Done it yet. But it's not my fault. Blame the English
Checotto
food.
galán.
Blame the English food. Give packages to the breakfast buffet at our hotel.
I mean, it didn't happen to me.
Right.
So clearly there's
My
something
stomach.
wrong there.
Yeah. I'm still suffering from it.
So that-
who knows? If you say something wrong, something will happen again in this podcast.
Man, that was terrible. I still remember the smell. No. Crazy. But that's my package of the week. So you're my package of the week.
Thank
What an honor.
Yeah. I thought I'd just leave you a little present there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Christmas in August.
All right. Gonza, we're only half an hour into this recording. It's a shorter episode than normal, but of
It's
course,
shorter.
like we said, we haven't really had time to prepare much for this episode. We're just giving our thoughts off the top of our heads of this tournament in magnificent London P1, the inaugural tournament here. I hope we have bigger stands next season. Everywhere we go, it's always first year is maybe quite a small, crowd. I think this is 3,000 people, 3.5, maybe
Around
something.
that, yes.
So next year it'll probably be 4.5, and then it keeps growing and growing. And now you see on Wednesday, Thursday, more and more people coming. I think Brussels is a great example of this. Overall, spectacular week, 10 out of 10 for the organization here.
Want to remember, want to go home and recover. It's been intense, but it's only the beginning of the season. So yeah, it was shorter. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe and see you soon. Because again, even if we don't have tournaments, there's a lot of things that we're planning for you.
Yes.
There's the COELLO challenge that we shoot here.
Yes.
Jumping high.
There's a lot of content coming, guys, both on the YouTube and on our social media, so stay tuned. But now, from Gonza and myself, this has been Deuces. Goodbye from the Olympia in London.